Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 22 of our Union 1861 summer campaign in version 1.11 using the A.O.M mod. Well, first things first, we do have a viewer-requested unit being added in that is currently in Tradoc, and that is the Potomac Home Brigade out of Maryland for Caddy C. And they are led by Frederick Alexander, who's a volunteer officer from Maryland. Oh, didn't change the weapons. So, they should be ready to go in 14 days. And once they are ready to go, I'll be transferring them down to 11th Corps. And they will help form up the 4th Division for that Corps with one other brigade. So, any other viewers out there like a brigade, I do need more brigades to start filling out these Corps down here. Alright, so last episode, we had 3 skirmishes in a battle. We had skirmishes at Beaumont, Texas, Jackson Railroad Bridge in Mississippi, and my disastrous charge at Victoria, and battle at Jackson, against Jackson. So, things have been moving along. It stayed pretty quiet July and August for the most part outside of those smaller actions. So I'm going to follow up on that here. So right now, 12th Corps mounted is sitting at Galveston recuperating. Don't know if they'll be ready to make another move before winter onset, but if they are, I'm probably going to move them back to Beaumont to seize that, because I did bypass it while I was raiding, but I might just move back to seize Beaumont so I can take Sabine Pass port away from the Confederacy. Up here at Jackson, 1st Corps, 1st Army does have orders to move into Vicksburg to retake Vicksburg. Colquitt's Corps is there, but it's 6,500 men, and they did just lose the Battle of Jackson. We're still on the same, we're one day past that battle, so they'll just pretty much automatically leave, and I'll try to chase them down. I have lost sight of Jackson's Corps, though. Army Mississippi Headquarters is here with Colquitt's Corps, but I don't see where Jackson went off to. He's not down here. This is Lovell's Corps of Stewart's Army besieging Fort Jackson, which I'm not too worried about. I don't know if they'll be able to take it or not. If they do, I'll just send 1st Corps back down to kick them away again. We got the Mississippi River Squadron, which I was waiting for resupply. Look like they're good to go now. Did retake. I didn't point it out last episode. They did take Fort Donelson. So it's time to ship them back downriver. I'm going to have them poured off of Vicksburg. It should stop any river movements from Colquitt's Corps and the Army of Mississippi. The Rebel forces that were sitting at the Cumberland Gap, I have lost sight of. They are no longer in view of 3rd Army. So I don't know where they are off to. I'm a little surprised they did move them. Oh, I almost forgot about up here. We still have Price's Corps and Pierce's Corps sitting up here off of Cairo, out in front of our 3rd Corps, and that's 4th Army. 5th Army, and the Pike's Corps and the Army headquarters are still down here, supposedly still down here in Texas as of, well, February, so that sighting's pretty old. They may not even exist anymore. And up here in Virginia, we do have 2 corps sitting here. You have the Army of Alabama, and there's another corps underneath it I can't see, but it's probably Department of Norfolk or something like that. No, that's right there. So there's another corps here. I can't see it. But I am moving 2nd Army headquarters down to Cambridge. And 8th Corps is on its way to Marietta. 4th Corps will remain in Pittsburgh. I'm just setting up for the winter season, which is coming up fast on us. It is August 22nd. We're losing the campaign season pretty fast here. Before we're pushing to West Virginia at the start of 64 campaign season. Things are still quiet here in Virginia. Give me a strength. Army of Northern Virginia is down to 88,000 men, so they are shifting forces around. And where they are shifting them to is actually the Army of Pensacola, which is now up to 66,000 men. Not yet, though. Mountain's Corps is now up to 38,025 guns, and Finnegan's Corps is at 5,500 going up to 28,000. So Army Northern Virginia shift their forces to this army down here, which looks like it's setting up to take on my 6th Army, 10th and 11th Corps. Over in Savannah, 10th Corps is still besieging. What fort is this? Fort Pulaski. And they do have assault orders, so hopefully that will be ending fairly soon. And as the Army of Pensacola is no longer in Florida, that now frees me to move 2nd Army, which, as I stated last episode, is going to start moving up the coast to take down. They should face off the Army of the South, there's only 8,500 men, and take down the fort that is right here, which is Fort McAllister. And then they're going to follow up the coast behind 6th Army, taking down the coastal fortifications as we claim the cities. So I think once we get through the winter and start the spring campaign season, the game will move along to a pretty quick ending. So I do believe that covers everything for right now, so I'll be back with the next major event. So we have moved into September 1st with no other actions happening. Looks like we're all kind of playing a waiting game at the moment. But it is time for the monthlies, and then once again we'll go over the map quickly after that. There was no changes for the most part. Current rating of our nation is BBB. It has finally gone up. We still have our liabilities of 930 million, so we haven't purchased any of those back yet. Problem is, our economy has gone into a recession. I think it's the first time this has ever happened to me. So it says our tax revenues increased by 1.3 billion. That's actually what we brought in. I don't know why it says that. Sometimes it has a correct number of what we brought in, and sometimes how it increased, and sometimes it doesn't. No buildings constructed last month, though I did start construction. I did burn down 2 or 3 depots, and I'm constructing 2 or 3 more, plus a fortification. Total export volumes last month was 1.5 out, 4.8 coming in. And crop production over the last 3 months was 699 million, a change of plus 18, and we're still lacking all the same stuff: wool, provisions, iron. And our stocks are actually full of fish, so we went from a shortage of fish to being full of fish. If you look up here at alerts, this list has shrunk by almost half. So our crop production, cattle production, all that's caught up. It's not showing the shortages on ammunition and artillery ammo, as I've been kind of shuffling around, going from depot to depot, put them at medium levels or high levels, or emptying them out as troops draw near them or move away from them. So I've been shifting around the ammunition for the most part, so there's not a high demand in any one location, so that seems to be helping out a lot with ammunition levels. Even after all the combats in the previous month, it seems like if you could shift them around, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but if you can control your depot levels based on the amount of troops and where they are, you can get a handle on that. So looking at finances, so our total revenues are 1.3 billion, but we did spend 1 billion, leaving us 268. Did raise that 1 extra brigade. I didn't order any more weapons, but my big expenditure was I did order another 10 monitors to increase the size of the Kiwi assault fleet from 20 guns to 40 guns. And come on, who doesn't want to see a fleet of 40 cheese boxes on shingles? I mean, that's got to be worthwhile to see. So did spend a lot on that. Plus I did burn down 2 depots. I built 2 more. And the fortification I'm building at Montgomery in order to block off rebel supply lines. But so far it looks like we're holding steady with the economy. Even though we're in a recession, the economy should be recovering soon. You can only get a recession when you have the 2 previous quarters as being bad. So that's the only way a recession can happen. I don't know how it's calculated in this game, but a recession only happens when you have basically 2/4 of contraction, which we have had. So a recession is about what it should be. But with the National Bank Act, we should be coming out of that. Intelligence. Alright, the rebels are working on government funding 3. Their credit rating is still garbage. No change to relations. No change to morale. And it says they are consolidating and regrouping, which they are doing. I wouldn't say regrouping, consolidation. I thought Army Pensacola would have come at us already with their 64,000 men, but looks like they're still waiting on the transfers to come into them. Finnegan's Corps is still standing at 5,000. They're supposed to be going up to 28,000, so they're still waiting for their transfers to come in. And that's probably because I effectively have this area blocked off. We come up to front lines. Their troops have to go down and around through here. I basically have them chopped off. This is the Engineering Corps right there. I did move them up to Montgomery. I did seize it. They re-seized it. Engineering Corps is there at 80 men right now, so it's going to be forever for them to retake the town, but I am building a fortification there. Just having that fortification there basically blocks the rail line to their use, as long as I maintain control of it. We did retake Vicksburg. First Corps is not building another supply depot for themselves there because they are now out of supply. And as soon as they're done, they'll be moving to push the Army of Mississippi away. And Jackson is up here outside of Grenada. He is building another supply depot for himself over there. If I come over to strategy, national morale is now at 55. National support is finally below 70. I think it's the first time we got it there. The mine's at 56, but that's only because we control so much rebel territory. Controlling that territory affects national support. Morale armies, mine's gone up to 80. Theirs is at 81. So we were down to 60s. We've gone up to 80. Men fielded, we are at 333,520 to there, 282,081. See, our Navy tonnage, those monitors don't weigh a lot, so our tonnage has only gone up by about 10,000. Or, my bad, 100,000. They don't weigh a lot, those ships. It takes 10 of them to go up 100,000 tons. Battles won, we're at 70 to their 17. Our total casualties are 51,514 to their 129,070. And this number should still be below 50,000, except for, once again, my rash decision at having a glorious cavalry charge at Victoria. I expect you all to lambaste me for it, and I'm going to keep lambasting myself for it. I'm never going to do that again, but I have to admit it was fun to watch. I rewatched it myself again earlier today just because it was fun to watch. Alrighty, policies. We are currently working on Military 3. That'll be done in another 83 days, so this will be done most way through the winter. After that, we'll be moving into Lieutenant General Act, and then Emancipation and USCT. But these are further down the road. The campaign, once again, the campaign might be over before we get there. Don't know. Projects. So this is pissing me off. So we are now funded for improved credit rating, but it won't let me take it. Need 13 million. We have 13 million funded. It won't let me take it. So I'm going to let that cook another month, see if a few extra dollars in there will unlock that. Really nothing I want over here right now. So because we are going to be doing machine gun production, even though it's the same color as military, this is industrial money for weapons production. So we're going to take another level of that. I could probably take 2 levels of that. Okay. Bring that up to 4. What does that bring our weapons production to? Efficiency of plus 29%. Alright. And we are almost to machine guns, which is what we are banking up for. I would like to take another level of logistics for, but that's already at level 4. We're not spending too much money on logistics anymore. We need 9 million for the machine guns. We're funded at 6.7, so we should have it next month. And I can start producing those to get them into the armies. Like I said, so over here, nothing much has changed. Once again, we're retaking Vicksburg. I said Pittsburgh. And as soon as their supply depot is built and they're back up with food, we're going to send them down after Colquitt's Corps, chase him away, and then come back up towards Grenada. Or I think it might be actually be at Lexington. Yeah, he's building a supply depot at Lexington. So we're going to knock out Colquitt and then go back up for Jackson. Actually, I could probably start moving 7th Corps back into the region. I can. Alright, 7th, you're going down to Corinth, and that should have Jackson chase him. We are now able to fight Jackson with this force. As they have 22,583 men in 7th Corps now, with the addition of troops I added in. This is not a supply depot we've built. Doesn't have much in it, but let's empty it out and then burn it down. We don't need it. Actually, you know what? Let's leave it at automatic. We'll start emptying out Cairo, as we have no troops there. Once again, it looks like Army of Pensacola is still waiting for those additional troops to arrive. So I'm going to have 10th Corps left to building supply depots right now as they're bolt out of provisions and ammunition. So I think I'm going to hold steady. Once they have their troops, if they still don't make a move on us, I'm going to push 6th Army at the Army of Pensacola. So them being on our tail as we move further north towards Virginia is not going to be a good thing. I still have lost sight of the, I don't even remember the name of it, but the rebel army at Cumberland Gap has still not reappeared. And we are now ready to push into West Virginia, but it is too late in the campaign season to begin something like that. So I could re-seize Wheeling and Grafton, or move down to seize Charleston, but there is a fortification there, and I don't want to get dragged into a siege so late in the season with a non-siege force. And we're still holding steady everywhere else. And the Kiwi Assault Fleet is still waiting on repairs. So those ships that were down in the 30s are, he's at 49, he's only still not at 50%. But it's getting repaired fairly quickly. And the USS Kid's going to be getting added to that. That's a name I gave the ship just because I saw the USS Kid in the news earlier today. Because when I built that ship, it gave me another monitor. So I'm not having 2 monitors in the same fleet, so I named it the Kid. Alright. I think that covers everything for right now. I hope. Always feel like I'm forgetting something because there's usually so much going on the map. So I'll be back with the next major event. So it's September 5th. And the Rebels sent out Atlantic Squadron 2 to raid my Atlantic Blockading Squadron 2. And things are not going so hot for us. Basically, off the bat, we lost 4 ships. 2 of them to ammo explosions. The Monticello and the kind of Bunkport. They also sank the CSS Swan, which was a captured brig. And the USS Patrick, which looks like a frigate. I guess that would be a frigate. So I'm down 2 frigates, a 4th rate, and a brig. We've disabled 2 of their 4th rates just now. But now I see what the Rebels have been building. They have a lot of steam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steam frigates in this fleet alone. So now we know what they've been building. I'll lose something else? Oh, I only had 8 ships in this fleet, I think. Now the Pensacola is disabled. And fight's over. We suffered 5 sunk and 1 captured. Oh, that is not good. So we just What ship did they capture? I am not sure, but back to port you go. I actually just put this fleet back on station too. This fleet had gotten handled earlier in the campaign. I'd sent it back for repairs and then forgot it was even there. So when I was checking on the Kiwi assault fleet, I noticed it. And now this fleet's coming out to raid it. Hopefully we get away from them. I thought they would have done better than that, but they had a lot of steam frigates in that fleet. Oh well. It is what it is. And we all know the naval aspect of this game is not done too well. So once again, I'll be back with the next major event. So it looks like our quartermaster might have screwed up again. And it only seems to happen to 1st Army. All these units are carrying weapons they're not supposed to have outside the 1st and 2nd U.S. sharpshooter regiments. These guys have Hawkins. These guys have Lorenzes. More Lorenzes. Lorenz, Hawkins. I didn't upgrade this unit. These guys should all have Sharps. These guys should all have Springfield rifle muskets, including this brigade. And all the artillery's now 14-pounder Jameses. And this is annoying. It's just happening with this corps. I'm just going to leave it as is, but it is annoying as hell. I have every corps uniformly outfitted, and they do their own thing over here. And what really pisses me off is I don't have large stocks of the weapons that they have, unless... Yeah, they did take them from my stocks, because I had none of these issued out. Somebody's been issued Whitworths. I had more of those. I gotta figure out which unit received Whitworths now. That is just annoying as hell. Ugh. I don't know why that happens. It looks like I gotta start going through all my corps again. I think it's just that corps so far, but that is annoying. Let's check out 1st Corps U.S. Volunteers. Yep, Springfield's. I already checked out the 2nd Corps U.S. Regulars. They're armed the way they're supposed to be armed. Yeah, looks like everybody else is fine, except the 1st Corps of the Regulars keep reverting back to weapons they're not supposed to have. Line at destination. Okay, yep, I had 4th Army and 7th Corps have seized Corinth, and they are now at Holly Spring. And I'm going to be moving them down to Grenada, hopefully to take on Jackson here at Lexington. So we are losing the campaign season. I want to get another good battle in before the winter sets. Alright, once again, I'll be back with the next major update. Hopefully it's not another glitch or something like that. So it wasn't just 1st Army. It was the 2nd U.S. Volunteer Army also, both corps. So that is where every single one of my Mississippi's and Whitworth rifles went, along with 14-pounder James rifles, 3-inch rifles. So the entirety of 2nd USV Ord's Army was armed with Mississippi's, Whitworth's, and Sharp's rifles. So I have gone through and corrected that. And all these batteries had the wrong guns in them also. So they're now uniformly outfitted like the rest of the corps. There was only one corps in this army that had Lorenzes, and they've had them from the start, so I had enough Lorenzes to keep that corps to strength. So I'd left that as is, so that is corrected also. I know I didn't mistakenly hit the upgrade button at any time. I've been making sure to avoid it while clicking it, so something's going on when I load in and load out to make things happen like that. That is just annoying having to go through everybody to change everything. I could have left it as is, but like the 1 Corps or 2nd Army is under strength because I didn't have the weapons to give the replacements for those units. So those units weren't taking in men because there were no weapons. Ugh. Well, problem solved now, but that's the second time this has happened to me, so I'm pretty sure. I don't know if anybody else has had that issue before, but it's something to keep an eye out for in the future. You're wondering why your stocks are, some stocks of weapons are higher than they should be and others are lower than they should be. Make sure your armies haven't grabbed the weapons they're not supposed to. Well, once again, I'll be back. Alright, so September 11th, and it looks like we're going to have a combat here outside of Cumberland Gap. So A.O.M Walker's Corps shown back up, and they are now at 27,000 man strength, so I guess they might have pulled back to Knoxville in order to reform. They're part of the Army of Kentucky. I don't see the Army of Kentucky headquarters, though. This should be an interesting fight. I wonder if we'll get the Cumberland battlefield map. There we go. Joseph Hooker against Francis Walker. Alright, we're bringing in 13,472 infantry, 2,000 cavalry, and 46... Holy crap, he's got 134 guns. So he's bringing 22,200 infantry, 2,700 cavalry, and 134 guns to this fight. We're definitely taking this fight on. Especially if we have the defense, we should be able to handle this easily. The amount of guns might be an issue. I don't know. So, we're definitely taking this. It looks like his arm. It doesn't show the Army headquarters. Oh, they're separated by the river, so the headquarters is not going to be part of the fight. But it's only the 1 Corps. That's fine. So, I'll be back after the load screen. Welcome to the Battle of London. So, we're on the Perryville map. It's actually, I've fought on it before, but it's not a map I see very often at all. I don't even think I've had it in any of my recorded campaigns. My memory serves me correctly. So, we're defending back here Antioch Church, which, defensive-wise, you know, got kind of good positioning. A lot of hills out here that will block my artillery fire from ranging around. So what I'm going to do, because we do have a good chunk of the map to deploy on, and they only have the one entry point here on the Danville Pike. So they're going to be coming right down this road. So I thought about defending up here in Perryville itself, but they'll have the height advantage for their artillery back here. I'm not a big fan of that. So we're actually going to defend back here by Sinkhole Valley. So there are a few crossing points I do have to worry about. I got one here, one here, one here, and one up here. But I think the AI, being the AI, is going to try and flood this one point. So I'm going to have the cavalry set up here. And blocking this crossing will also shut down these 2 crossings. 3 crossings over here. 4, there's another one up there. Wow, a lot of crossing points. But shutting down this one point here effectively shuts down 4 or 5 points up there. At a crossing point, or they just go down to the river. It's just a trail to the river. All right. So I should be able to handily defend the crossing points. This is the biggest worry because it's just a stream there. It's not much of a defensive point. And the AI might just go that way. But if I can funnel them in any direction, that would be a good one to follow them to, because I can just hold on the heights up here. I'm going to cheat a little here. So I have 2 infantry divisions, 6 brigades of infantry. Oh. got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divisions. That's Cavalry division. Not so worried about that. Infantry battalions, 2 batteries. Okay, I don't think they have a... No, they have a lot of artillery in this force. Let's look at the strength reports. Yeah, so Knoxville division's got 10,000. Smith's division. But that's the Cavalry division, I think. Nope. That battalion's down to 200. It's got to be an artillery battalion. So they have a few more maneuver elements than we do, which is a big worry, which is why I want to shut down the crossing points. If I can defend the 3 big crossing points that are heading towards the objective, which is here. Oh, there's 2 over here. I'm going to have to leave something uncovered, and I don't want to do that. Damn it. Looks like I am defending back here. Not liking this terrain for a defense, though, because there's a lot of hills back here that can mask artillery fires, and artillery fires is what I'm going to need. Man. Maybe I shouldn't meet him in Perryville. You know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to meet him at Perryville. If I have to fall back, I'll fall back. So you got the 2 crossings in town. This crossing here. They may come up this way with their cavalry. I don't see the AI coming down this way. I could be dead wrong on that one, too. Generally, I think the AI gives orders. In the beginning, it just sends everybody towards the objective point until it figures out my dispositions. I only got 4 engineering points, so I don't have an engineering brigade in this army. I do. But this brigade is under strength. Yeah, this has got 346 men. My support in Tennessee is at like 2. So I get like no troops out of there anymore. So I think the rebels invested heavily in propaganda. What I'd love to do is get up to the edge of these woods and block them, but that's just not happening. I'll never be there in time. These men have to march down this one road and flush out into battle line along the woods, and they're starting right there, so it'd be a race I'd lose automatically. So yeah, I'm going to set up here in Perryville on the far side. Let me get my troops set up and I'll be back with dispositions. Alright, I do have my dispositions set up here. So north to south, I have the Cavalry Division set up here with the engineers. I'm going to have them build breastworks across the top of the peninsula here, so that the cavalry can cover any units that come across in this area. Once again, all these cavalry brigades are armed with Sharps carbines. And if they decide to bypass it, I can easily shift the cavalry to defend the crossings back this way. Down in town, I have placed 1st Division in town. A high militia brigade right at the backside of town. They'll build their own works. The East Tennessee Brigade, which only has 346 men, but is armed with Lorenzas, I'm going to push right into the buildings here on this side of the bridge. And I got the 1st Kentucky Brigade here, just in case they want to stack up troops down here. They'll be able to take shots at them. This is the one division that is armed with Lorenzas. 2nd Division is sitting reserve behind town. I can easily move them forward to replace these units as necessary. I got the 2 support batteries right here in canister range of the stone bridge itself. And the artillery division on the hills just off to your left with fairly good coverage. Except for it looks like 1 battery, but that's fine. They get the infantry that's right here. firing back here, we should be able to knock out their artillery as it comes up. So, I think it's as good as I'm going to get, unless they go to outflank me. So, we'll hit play. I'll get some of these works getting built, because I only had enough points to build these old breastworks right here. The Ohio militia, because they don't have any experience points yet anyway. I'll have them build their own works behind town. So, that, hopefully my bases are covered. They do have a numbers advantage, especially in artillery, but as long as we see off the infantry, it's a good day. So, I'll be back once we have contact with the rebels. So it's 12:10 in the day, and the rebel cavalry, I guess they saw my defenses here at town, and didn't notice the defenses I was building back here. So, looks like they're trying to come through us. Go engage them. So I'm hoping the cavalry being here will keep their infantry forces from coming this way. I don't know. That's like the one spot the artillery can't hit. $550-man brigade, I'm not worried about that. So the defense works back here are almost done. Engage them, let the engineers keep working unmolested. Go engage them, damn it. Get past the engineers. Brigade's on the other side of the river, so I'm probably gonna have to chase it down at some point. The rest of their forces are still back here, so I think they were trying to rush the cavalry through. This is kind of what I was expecting, because I'm trying to send the cavalry this way. Keep pushing them back. Let's get rid of them. You guys keep working. Need those breastworks built before the infantry comes up. They tried to come this way. Stay on them. Keep shooting them. Get rid of this brigade. I can remember the woods there. They might be coming this way. Yep. Alright. 2nd Division. Stop what you're doing. Over this way now. Get up to 4th Tennessee now. Got infantry on that road. Alright, they're all over the damn place. I'm going to leave the division in town where it is for now. They can cross over here if they want to. Alright, you guys get away from that river. They're going to come over here and shoot at us. You guys firing at? Ah, they're just outside of their range fan. Okay. Stop pursuing. Fall back. Fall the hell back. Oh, and the engineers are almost done building everything. I'd start building these works just in case I had to fall back away from town. Doesn't look like they're coming this way now. They still might. They still got forces back here, but it could be all their artillery. It sounds like they're all pushing this way at an angle. Told you boys to fall back. Flanked out now. Get out of there. Get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. Why does it only let me give it advance orders? I need to give them retreat orders. With a double. There's the infantry coming up. Why is that brigade not moving? I wanted all 3 brigades over here, not 2 of them. Stop building, start marching. Goddamn artillery beat you there. I'm relieving your division commander. Oh, those darn fools. I needed them gone. They just stayed there. You guys come over there to the center. Boys right there. The Corps commander is right here, so there shouldn't be any issue with orders. There's the Army commander. Let's get him over there too. So it looks like their entire force is coming for this peninsula. Don't want you guys to take advance orders. All the hell back behind the works. Oh, look at that massive infantry coming at us. Oh, Lord. You are part of 2nd Division. Okay. We can bring you over. Oh, not right there. Let's just get you over and we'll figure out where to stick you. Nope, wrong orders. No, no, no. Don't listen to those. Wrong unit. No. Why would it... Come on. And the artillery's getting there ahead of the infantry. Right there at the double. You guys get there at the double. What the hell is with the... There's got to be something wrong with the mapping over here. I'd say I shouldn't hear any sounds of digging. Since they're all bowling up here, I might push 1st Division across the river over here. Since they're all bowling up. It's actually be helpful to us. Yeah, I think their mapping was a little messed up. Not liking the casualty numbers because that one brigade was not falling back properly. So we're at 308 casualties to their 450. Should have gotten a little bit better on that exchange. Once these batteries are in place and firing, we should be doing some damage to them because they are massed. You guys can finish building that section. Up, you guys come back there. You guys fall back also. And we could shift them to cover one of these other crossing points. Nah, they're only going to be coming at this one. The rest are way too far off. Unless they march around overnight, they'll continue coming this way. I'm surprised this guy's getting shots off over here. We got there our 20-pounder and one of our 10s. There's a 30. Oh, he's got no sighting. Yeah, it says he's firing, so he's got sighting on something. Looks like they're getting smart and sending someone back across the river. I really want to get 1st Division pushing in behind them, but it'd probably be a bad idea. Get the hell out of there. Clean up this mess just a little bit. Is that the support battery? Yes. Put you guys up here. I do have them on detach orders right now, so that should be good for them. Surprised they're not making any attempt for the stone bridge. They can easily force me out of there. Finish building those works, boys. It really should be the engineers, but they almost had it finished. And that's the worst part, was it almost finished. I wouldn't think my batteries would have siding, but they're all firing. So maybe this one. Put you up there also. Guys are firing any time now. There we go. Today's battle brews the Balvady. Just in case anybody's interested. Just need to finish that one little section off. Can't tell what the AI is doing back here yet. Third Brigade, you guys halt back here. You may have to shift 1st Brigade out of position. Building the works and not really firing as well as they should be, and they're not getting the better of the exchange as they should be. Looks like they're trying to shovel their artillery over here, though. Position, dude, at the double time. Casualties are almost even on. Where did my routed cavalry brigade go? They're back here still. Morale's at 1%. Wow. You guys going to use all this infantry, or are we just going to stand here and stare at each other? Lay down for now. Arkansas State Militia. You guys should be firing at them. The hell? Now they're still reloading. Okay. Looks like infantry's coming forward again. These guys are leveling nicely on counter batteries, so they're having some effect. Not the way I expected this battle to go in the least bit. But, hey, First Division. Come over here with those little Lorenzes. This should be interesting. It doesn't take them too long to get these orders enacted. We got them pegged in. Especially if they're going to send piecemeal attacks forward. So all their troops are exhausted now. And it looks like I'm having some good effect on their batteries. A good chunk of them are ready to break. Yeah, you see those guys dropping in droves. Especially now I got these 10-pounders up here firing down into them. Even if they're firing at this battery, if they miss, they can hit any of these ones back here. Seventh MSG coming up now. Batteries breaking. They've got the wave of brakes going. Looks like they might be pulling off now. Yeah, they're done. Look at that. Sliders just moving heavily in our direction. I'm not happy with the casualties, but considering how heavily outnumbered I am, I think we just took out a good chunk of those several hundred guns they had. The question is, do we start pushing into them? The answer is yes. I don't want to... There you go. And they are retreating. Alright, boys, time to push forward and get some shooting done. We're not going to get a major victory, nowhere near a major victory, but knocking down their numbers will be helpful for us. It's a shame this fight ended up being so boring, to be honest with you. I think he double-timed his army up, because they got here a little faster than I expected them to. So I think he had the army moving at the double, so they're all exhausted. So the morale is now garbage. Look at that, they're leaving all their guns behind. Oh, these guys actually got their orders fast and started moving fast. But they just had that chain reaction break happen. Now only 2 minutes left. We're not going to get much in the way of extra casualties. But we have broken this army's morale. But they did take a massive hit in morale at some point. I think we took somebody out because their morale just tanked. At one point, if anyone was watching that slider, it took a big drop all of a sudden. So I think we got one of the command staff. Either the division or the corps commander. So, not a big fight. I mean, casualty-wise, for the number of troops involved, not that high. So we got 800 is 22,000 infantry. 500 is 2,700 cavalry. We got 100 is 150 guns. Total loss of 2,000 was 27,000 man force. We lost 611 of our infantry, mostly in that one brigade while trying to build those breastworks. 307 or 2,011 cavalry. Once again, that was that one brigade that wasn't falling back properly, or at least not following the orders. We lost one of our 45 guns for a total loss of 924 of 16,112 men. Let's take a quick look at the paperwork here. Alright, the 1st Michigan Engineer and Mechanics did 47 to Cavalry. Cavalry Division, 4th Ohio did 57 to Infantry, 140 to Cavalry for a total of 197. 2nd Kentucky did 70 to Infantry, 102 to Cavalry for a total of 172. And 1st Kentucky Cavalry did 28 to Cavalry. That's it. Division total 397. 1st Division did not fight. The battery got some shots off. They were taking pot shots at those rear units. Caused a total of 8 casualties with those shots. 2nd Division, 1st Brigade did 360 to infantry, 9 to cavalry, 6 to artillery for a total of 375. We got 2 3rd Brigades here. I got to change. One of them's got to get renumbered to 2nd. I'll do that right after this. 167 to infantry, 168 to cavalry, total of 335. The other brigade did not get into the fighting. Their support battery did 4 to infantry, 79 to artillery for a total of 83. The artillery division, 795 total for the division. These guys did all the damage. So everybody's Kentucky. So 1st Ohio Battery C did 21 to infantry, 123 to artillery for a total of 146. 1st Ohio Battery B did 23 to infantry, 2 to cavalry, 232 to artillery for a total of 257. 3rd Ohio Independent Artillery did 16 to infantry, 81 to artillery for a total of 97. 4th Ohio Independent did 34 to infantry, 5 to cavalry, 123 to artillery for a total of 162. And 1st Kentucky Artillery Battery B, 11 to infantry, 3 to cavalry, 116 to artillery for a total of 133. And this is because where they had their guns were all massed up right here. So this is 1st Ohio C. They basically did the least amount of shooting, but because of their positioning, did very well. Because they were just firing broadsides, laying linear lines of fire straight down these lined up batteries on the road. So even if they were firing at this battery, anything they fired and missed was hitting everything behind it. So this was just a bad move by the AI. A horrible move by the AI. They actually would have stood a better chance, I believe, if they had attacked me here at town, waited for their batteries to set up. I think they could have pushed me off of here if the AI had been smarter about it. Let's get closed out of here. So definitely want to know what everybody thinks about how the AI behaved in this battle. It's I just don't know what the hell it was thinking. It looked like it double timed all of its men forward through the woods. So they were all exhausted already when they arrived. The only units that weren't exhausted were the cavalry. So the artillery was exhausted, the infantry was exhausted. So I think we had it originally intended to come through town. So my defensive works looked at that point because it didn't see my breastworks until the cavalry had crossed the river. So, but it was already basically dedicated to that point by the way it looks, and it never changed direction. That's what I'm thinking. It just dedicated itself to that spot when it could have pulled back and would have had a better option of coming through town at me. I'm just glad I left the cavalry division there with the engineers. Alright, victory at London. General Foster becomes a national hero. Lieutenant Ross loses his face. That's got to be one of their battery commanders. And someone's got one of the neighbor's dogs set off. Let me pause this here until they quiet down. Alright, finally quieted down a little. So the Battle of London has ended with Walker's Corps retreating in panic. The enemy reportedly suffered total casualties of 2,007 men. There were 462 killed and 392 captured. Our casualties totaled 924 men, with 147 killed, 107 missing, and the rest wounded. We captured 585 rifles and 50 guns from the battlefield. We sent 397 enemy soldiers off to prison camps. Now, it doesn't say that we killed any officers, but at one point, like I said, the morale slider really took a jump, so I think we wounded Walker at some point. That's the only way that would have happened, is we wounded the commander, probably one of the artillery shots. Now, let's get this rolled off. And Army headquarters is going north of us, and his corps is going south. So I'm not worried about that Army headquarters. They are not a problem. Walker's Corps still has 25,000 men in it, so they will be an issue when they do come back. We finally have another level. Flying columns for the supplies. Oh wait, that was Army headquarters, wasn't it? Did not want to give them that. Oh well. Thought that was the Corps. Expert depot is complete. Alright, so we're going to let this roll on to the end of the month. Unless we get another major combat, I'm going to let this roll on to the start of October, so I'll be back. So Hardee's Corps of the Army of Kentucky has popped up behind me, so that's why the Army commander kept going through. They were at Columbus. So I'm now dispatching 8th Corps to go take care of that. Thankfully, Recruitment Command did not stay and try to fight. They just automatically pulled off. That's a little surprising. So they must have crossed over here at the Point Pleasant Ferry. It's the only way they would have gotten across without me seeing, because they couldn't come through the gap. Yep, We got the Corps commander in that fight. It's now Dunavant's Corps. So Walker was wounded in the fighting. That explains that morale hit. How many men are in this Corps? 19,000. If they choose to fight, we're just going to... Oh, no. It'll be an even-on fight. For the most part. Should be able to steamroll them still, though. Let's take you off scouting. I hate it when the AI does that. That's the only time I've seen it so far. I'll be back once that combat starts. Alright, so September 17th in game, 8th Corps has caught up to Army of Kentucky. They've already flipped Columbus. They just flipped it as we were making contact with them. So we have OC Ordnance 8th Corps going up against William Pender, Army of Kentucky with Hardee's Corps. And we just fought his other corps down here at the Gap. I guess it was trying to make its way up to join Hardee's Corps. So, the Army of Kentucky got up here fast right after that fight. I didn't write down the date, but they moved from here all the way up to here pretty damn fast. I don't even think I spotted them with the recruitment command. So we're bringing 15,680 infantry, 1,800 cavalry, and 66 guns to his 9,562 infantry, 7,600 cavalry, and 125 guns. Another artillery and cavalry heavy force here. But we're evenly matched, but he's mostly cavalry, so I don't see an issue with seeing him off. So I'll be back after the load screen. Welcome to the Battle of Ohio and Erie Canal. So we are on the Copperton map, and we are attacking. So they're defending back here at the Joyce Farm on this ridge line here, which it shows as a ridge line on the map, but it's really not. I know I've used this hilly section back here before effectively. Okay, they're defending Hoedown Road. So I expect to find them at these river crossing points over here, possibly stacked up on these two. So I'll probably pull what I did at the last time we fought here. I forget which battle it was, where I was effectively able to flank them out of their defending positions on the bridges and come at them in a more effective manner. But for the most part, I'm just going to get my troops on the road and see what we can spot. So I have a feeling they're going to be defending these 3 points if they can. And if they are, I'll just come out and around the creek. Just go back up this way and out and around. No point in fighting across this. I'll just come into the open field over here. I might just do that to start with. Come up to Copperton and cross country. Actually, you know what? That is exactly what I'm going to do. Come right down the Halbridge Road at Copperton, cut cross country, and ignore the river. So I'm going to get my troops in motion, and I'll be back possibly when I'm around the Humbert Crest area. Alrighty, it's 1500 day one, and we have spotted their defensive positions. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They got some defense works here. They're spread out all along back here. I'm not exactly sure what they are up to, but I'm going with my original plan. I was hoping to see one of these crossing points empty, but they got all this artillery lined up back here. Once again, they don't have a lot of combat forces in this corps. So I'm just, once again, 1st Division's already on its way. I'm launching these other divisions late because I was busy watching the cavalry. But get around this way and come at him from this flank. I'm not fighting across this. I mean, I could. They're not really defending the bridges. I can get across this bridge easily enough. One brigade at a time and just make a bridgehead. I mean, they got the cavalry at the trenches and not dismounted and in the trenches. Is that even possible? Getting the green cover from it. I don't know. But, like, the infantry should be in there. I don't know what the AI is thinking here, but it is a cavalry heavy force. So I'll continue with my original plan, and it looks like I'll probably be back with a day 2 as my men move up. So it's a 19:30 in day. We're about to end the day here. So I got this moving at 20 speed. Still waiting for the artillery to get over here. There we go. They're going to be disrupted for the morning start. But I don't think the AI noticed my moves. I moved the cavalry division. Once it spotted them and their artillery wasn't firing at them, I decided to just leave them there because I know they can see them. So now I'm in a perfect position to start lining up an attack right here. A little too far out for the artillery division to help. I'm not going to... I could set them here with the cavalry supporting them. You know what? Let's try that. That might actually work. Cavalry should be able to cover these guys, no issue. Especially when the AI notices all the infantry coming down on their flanks. Actually, what I should do is lead with 4th Division, as these guys have Philadelphia Brigade with them and no support battery. I got to detach the support batteries from these other divisions. So I'll lead with this division while the orders for the supports to detach go out. This is disrupting the hell out of everybody. So I'll give that an hour for the disruptions to go away. Shouldn't take too long. About as long as it'll take for all the commands for the detached batteries goes out. So, yeah, this should be enough of a distraction, I think. Battery 30, battery 20s, and 3 10-pound parrots, plus cavalry support. This should keep these guys occupied, but they should notice my infantry right away off the start. But we'll see what happens. Let's hit play. Ooh, I love that thundering sound. Alright, now their batteries look like they're firing too. Alright. You guys, a counter battery battle going on. I'll take that. Why does it say broken? Oh, the cohesion's broken. Probably because I moved them around too much while setting up. I'll give this about an hour for their cohesion to get together. Everybody firing? Yeah. I'll let my parrots rain havoc for an hour, and then I'll start moving in the infantry. Alright, it's 8:48, day 2, and my infantry's finally stepping off. And my artillery is not getting the better of this battery exchange. Even though we're going against... Looks like only 2 of their batteries are firing, and I got mine set on counter battery. It looks like they're wasting shots at this damn detachment. So it's giving their artillery free rein to fire at mine. It's kind of pissing me off. But just focus on that battery. Even though I just ordered them to focus on this battery, they'll probably still fire at this one too. No? Alright, gotta keep an eye on that, make sure my batteries don't chase it. So my infantry's finally stepping off. Took a while to get their cohesion back. So the attack's going off with 4th, 2nd, 1st, and then 3rd. So I'm just going to go in echelon with the attack down the flank of their line. They'll start changing how their formation faces as my troops come up, but I think this cavalry is enough of a distraction for them, where they should stay facing that way. But we'll see. They are spread out in a pretty long line. It'll take a while for any troops down this way to turn and look this way, which should give an opportunity for me to put the cavalry into their flanks, hopefully. So while my troops are moving up to their attack positions, I'll be back. Alrighty, it's 9:30 in day 1, and we're about ready to start pushing forward. And look who's right here, is the Army Commander. So hopefully we can catch him out in the crossfire. What I'm hoping. We'll see. So Philadelphia Brigade, which is part of 4th Division, is in the center. And it'll probably take a minute for these orders to get there. Here's the dispatch rider. Speed that up. You bugle one unit, but you gotta send a rider to another unit. Because he's not in the center of the division for some reason. And my artillery division is suffering. They had 170 losses already, down to 29 guns. Even though I told them to focus on the Maryland flying artillery, they're firing at everybody but them, apparently. Alright, got the orders out in advance. There we go. Looks like we got some orders coming out over here. And they are not reacting yet. You think they'd react to getting hit in the flank. I went by that clank and I just hit I was reaching for my notes and I hit a novelty plate on my desk. Just realized we got a Potomac Home Brigade in this army, and I added a Potomac Home Brigade for Cat C. If you're watching at this point, I'm going to number your unit as the 2nd Potomac Home Brigade, because this one already existed. Just let me know if that's going to be an issue. Just so there's no confusion between the two. A.O.M Mod does add a lot of pre-existing historical units. Alright, 2nd Division, you're going to advance right through. Where's their cavalry going? That's nice looking, seeing all the infantry lined up ready to come in for the attack. now. 29 guns, 170 losses. Ugh. Even with them set on counter battery, they're firing at everybody but the batteries. Halt orders for a second here. Looks like they're redeploying their cavalry to defend against mine, but also emptying these trenches at the same time. Division's advancing. Good. The way these guys are spread out makes it a little hard to coordinate the attack. Looks like they're all focusing on Barrow now. That's good. The rest of the artillery's coming this way. Should move up those other 3 batteries back here. They're all Napoleons. They didn't want them advancing with the infantry, but looks like I should bring them up now. And because I gave advance orders, this is going to take a minute. So we got a little bit of lull here, so I'll be back as the next division comes into play. Alright, my next division has finally closed in. It's 10:30 in the morning. I am extending my line right with 1st Division as you have these cavalry on the flanks. I want to try and roll these guys up in this direction, so we can slowly swing around down to Hoedown Road. So it's a little change of a plan. It's not what I initially intended, but the way they're drawing off and setting up, and they still have all their cavalry down here, which is not redeployed. Oh, there's an infantry brigade I didn't even know was there. So they are slowly redeploying in my direction, as I guess they figure what my forces look like. Oh, who was killed? Captain Pryor, battery commander. Alright. One of my batteries already fled. So because my batteries want to fire at everybody but their batteries, even on counter battery fire, my artillery is taking a bit of a beating. We'll live with it. It is what it is. Guys are already be double timing. Yeah, keep firing at that brigade. Ignore everybody else, please. Guys, halt. Stop following them. Give them the halt orders. You're right goddamn there. Go back in line. Here we go. Just gotta maneuver them the way we want them to maneuver. Fire at them. Ooh, maybe we caught the general in the crossfire. Nope. This is working out well. They are doing what we want them to at this point. For right now, that will change. This brigade up, ready to advance it. Division. And there goes another battery. Nobody's dead, so I'll erase those. So my batteries are getting pretty well hammered. Yeah, I should be focused on them. You guys focus on them too. And why are you guys firing at cavalry? Fire at that battery. That's why my batteries are getting whipped out. They're firing at everybody but who they're supposed to be firing at. Sending more cavalry to my flank. I swear, the closer you are to your division and army your corps and army commanders, the longer the orders take. Did they abandon the river crossings? Looks like. Nice. Cross them at this bridge here. What's left of the artillery division? Which is not much, 18 guns. Out of the 40-something we started with. You know what? No, don't do that. Fire at Moore's detachment. These guys keep extending out. And they have the elements for that. I think getting the cavalry in behind will help us out. Out, what the hell? Yeah, 2nd Division. Where's the 3rd Division commander? There you are. Advance through. should take away that flanked out option on him. What I need to do is avoid fronting this artillery over here. So our casualties are pretty even on. They have slightly more men than I do, so it's going to be an issue if I lose too many men in this attack. Amory's wounded now. Not good. So I have one officer, one battery commander dead, one brigade commander wounded. But losing at least 2 officers per major fight is about on par for the course. Force them back. You're not going to hold this one by holding the objective. Just need to damage them and damage them heavily. More than they do to us. Have flank support. You shouldn't be showing a flanked out symbol. There we go. We're 1900 to their 2100. This is a Rochambeau. I thought this flank attack would go off better than it has. No scouts in. batteries a little closer. Everybody's almost out of range of them. Surprised 2nd Brigade's hanging in there. See off that battery. Purnell is wounded. Brigade Commander. Cavalry Division. Start coming up, boys. I need you in their rear. And Schleigh is wounded. Division Commander. I saw that happening when I sent him forward. Oh, casualties are so even right now. They should have seen off this cavalry already. Purnell's Legion. Finally seen that battery off. Second Division, get ready to advance. Closing on that brigade. This regiment right here is dishing out way more than it's receiving, and they're standing in the open just like me. Come on, guys, I need you moving. Let's say they glitch out. Thank God, no. On that Cavalry Brigade. One brigade selected. Go hit them. You tell me they're sending volleys into their face and they couldn't see them off. Is because it's so much better if my artillery division had done what it was supposed to do and counter battery their batteries out. I'm at 20% casualties to their 18. Oh. Looks like they're about ready to go, minus the artillery. Yeah, Cavalry's trying to stay out of range now. I lost sight of their Army command staff. Did we take out the Army commander? I could not see him anymore. The Cavalry Brigade's broken. Go get that one. Advance that way. I'm coming up behind them now with the cavalry, but it's already over. There's no way we're going to get a major victory out of this. Our numbers are way too even. Yeah, I can't go over 21%, and I'm already over 21%. I got to get them to 27. Ooh, palmetto sharpshooters. Go get them. Okay, there's the Army commander. I see him again now. Cavalry's coming in just too close to the end to really make a difference. Because my casualties are already so high. Normally I get lucky on my attacks and come off with lighter casualties than the defender. Not this time. This is a lot more proper to the way it should be with my losses. All these command staffs there. I wonder if anything got caught in the crossfire. There we go. Get those batteries. Let's take some vengeance. And these guys are glitched out. Go chase them. with the palmettos. Oh, what a bloody damn fight. Now we got them a little over me because we're catching their retreating units. Ugh. Oh, still chasing that brigade. With the Gauly artillery, they haven't broken yet. And what their guns, we're taking all their guns and vengeance. Thinking that's probably what the AI commander says too. I have a habit of getting all of his guns. Yeah, get them to abandon their guns, that's it. At least I plussed up the casualties a little in the end. Yeah, you guys can stop chasing them. Ugh. What a goddamn mess. I expected that attack to go off so much better than it did. And we'll talk about it on the load screen. Let's go over the numbers first while I get my head together after that one. Alright, so we lost 3,908 of our 15,673 infantry. So that's a full brigade worth of troops gone. Was 91 of our 1,800 cavalry, mostly artillery fire while they're covering the artillery division. We lost 22 of our 65 guns because the artillery division, even on counter battery orders, decided to shoot at everybody but the artillery. Even though there were batteries right in front of them out in the open, they decided to go shoot at skirmishers and people in entrenchments. So, yeah. There's that. So we lost 4,240 men of the 18,465 in this corps. Pender lost 2,200 of his 9,500 infantry, 1,600 of his 7,500 cavalry, 100 of his 150 guns, for a total loss of 4,700 of 19,000 men. So this was a straight up Rochambeau. We just kicked each other in the nuts. I just happened to get lucky and remain standing. And where's... there it is. Alright, let's take a look at the paperwork here. Alright, Cavalry Division only came in at the end. Wish I could have gotten them in sooner, but orders had to travel across the battle line, so it did take a while. 1st Illinois Cavalry did 43 to infantry. That's it. 1st Indiana did 64 to artillery. And 2nd Indiana did 30 infantry, 19 to cavalry, and 78 to artillery. For total 127. Division total 234. These guys must have been the ones that were hitting them at the ford over there. 4th Division. 3rd Brigade did 81 to infantry, took 12 prisoners, 62 to artillery for total 155. 2nd Brigade did 140 to infantry, 197 to cavalry, 3 to artillery for total 340. And the Philadelphia Brigade did 208 to infantry, 221 to cavalry, 42 to artillery for a division total of 484. Division total of 979. 1st Division. 2nd Brigade did 415 to Cavalry, plus up to 418, so they hit command staff. 3rd Brigade did 333 to Cavalry, 6 to Artillery for a total of 345. 1st Brigade did 350 to Cavalry, 1 to Artillery for a total of 352. And the 7th Indiana Independent Artillery did 22 to Infantry, 12 to Cavalry, 19 to Artillery for a total of 55. Division total of 1170. 3rd Division, Purnell Legion, who lost their commander, did 188 to Infantry, 46 to Cavalry for a total of 234. The Advanced Brigade did 107 to Infantry, 38 to Cavalry, 28 to Artillery for a total of 173. 1st Brigade did 52 to Infantry, 78 to Artillery for a total of 130. And 1st Indiana Heavy Artillery did 14 to Infantry, 17 to Cavalry, 40 to Artillery for a total of 71. Division total is 608. 2nd Division. 1st Delaware Infantry Regiment did 493 to Infantry, 39 to Artillery for a total of 532. Potomac Home Brigade did 549 to Infantry, 5 to Cavalry, took 2 prisoners, and 45 to Artillery for a total of 602. Eastern Shore Brigade did 163 to Infantry, 14 to Cavalry, 69 to Artillery for a total of 247. And the 2nd Iowa Independent Artillery did 51 to Infantry, 12 to Cavalry, 86 to Artillery for a total of 150. Division total of 1,531. And the Artillery. You damned Artillery. Alright, so this is all Indiana. So 6 to Battery did 5 to Infantry, 1 to Cavalry, 28 to Artillery for a total of 35. The 3rd did 14 to Infantry, 2 to Cavalry, 31 to Artillery for a total of 47. 2nd did 22 to Infantry, 8 to Cavalry, 44 to Artillery for a total of 74. 4th did 34 to Infantry, 9 to Cavalry, 25 to Artillery for a total of 72. And 1st did 32 to Infantry, 25 to Cavalry, 11 to Artillery for a total of 68. Division total of 296. And not all the Confederate artillery was firing at these guys, and they took some massive losses. Like 6 got 25 killed, 36 wounded, 9 missing, 70 losses, 71 losses in the 3rd, 70 in the 2nd. So these guys are down to 0 gun. Well, they abandoned their guns and ran away, but 37 and 39, they're going to have like 2 or 3 pieces of artillery. These guys are down to 40. Yeah, so these all have 3 pieces each. So these guys, my artillery division took a beating, and they weren't even being fired at by all of their artillery, but we took a hammering. Let's get closed out of here. So I really felt that attack should have gone a lot better than it did. That's an excellently trained force, but orders were going out slow as hell. Corps commanders right there, army commanders right there, division commanders right in front of them, and orders were moving slower than anything. The orders going to the artillery division and the cavalry division were being applied faster, and they were on the other side of the battlefield. We should have been able to roll up that army with no issue, and it just turned into a damn Rochambeau where you just both stood there and kicked each other in the nuts. But it happens. It happens. Like, I look at what happened with the 1 brigade they're firing off against that 500-man cavalry brigade and receiving 3 times the losses that they're putting out and well within range of the cavalry. So, I got to go through this corps. We have a number of wounded, 1 dead officer, I think 3 or 4 wounded officers. And Captain Armistead's one of mine, so he loses face. I don't know if Colonel Waitman's one of mine. So, Battle of Ohio and Erie Canal has ended with the Army of Kentucky retreating. The Army reportedly suffered total casualties of 4,715 men. There are 763 killed and 1,654 captured. Our casualties total 4,240 men with 847 killed, 491 missing, and the rest wounded. We've captured 1,808 rifles and 40 guns from the battlefield and sent 1,695 enemy soldiers off to prison camps. But, to be honest, one thing, I think I said it before, I should have just brought it up when the load screen was on. For an attacking force, 1-to-1 odds on the casualties, that's actually not bad. Yeah, I did say it before. So, like, normally I'll deal out 2-to-1 as an attacker when really it should be the other way around. So, yeah, even at an even-on loss as the attacker, that's not a bad trade-off, because usually as the attacker you expect to take higher casualties. Let's see if we got anybody. Captain Award got famous, so it doesn't say it over here. Armistead's out. Captain Pryor's dead. Doesn't look like we got any of their officers. Alright. Let's roll this one off. And that happened up here outside of Columbus. 8th Corps is going to be a shambles. You know what? Let's pause this here. I need to go through this army before the AI starts replacing officers. So we'll end this one here. So like I said before, I want everybody's comments on that battle. Let me know what you think about. I thought my plan was sound. Just didn't pull it off. But let me know what you all think. So, if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, if you're not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember to hit that bell icon so alert when the next video comes out. If you like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And comments, as always, please do keep them coming. I do love interacting with you guys. Especially after that last battle, I want some comments. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.